My name is Brooklynn Key, and I am an enterprise sales account executive here at Penlink, and this is my third year.
Start off talking about the enterprise market and the usefulness there.
The enterprise market, we have a ton of different people we can work with and that we do work with. People from brand protection to executive protection, organized retail crime, insider threat. There are so many different avenues that we could go to, within enterprise and commercial to really help, make sure that the executive team is staying safe, make sure your assets are staying safe, protect against fraud, protect, against anyone who's trying to target you, your family, the company, the brand. There's so many different avenues that we can really dive into with the enterprise market.
Are you seeing companies laying out budgets and things for these types of protections?
Recently, there is much more of a need with this budget. We saw what happened with United Healthcare, with their executive. In years past, we've seen, smaller security teams not really finding much of a need. But when something really big happens that impacts our community, people start to realize the importance of having these tools to be proactive, to protect against their executives and their company and their brand.
Talk to me a little bit about the energy sector.
The energy sector, we're protecting against mostly executives there. Within the energy sector, I think it's really important to be very proactive about making sure these different groups aren't going to, end up attacking some of these execs or going after the actual building. With one of our particular companies, they had a protest at a port. There were multiple people involved. There were a lot of families, who lived in those areas that felt very threatened. So it's very important that even at the corporate and the company level that we are protecting, public safety.
Talk to me about some of your experiences with organized retail. How specifically you've been able to help with open source intelligence in those areas?
We have a couple of different clients that we work with right now, and really hoping to expand with organized retail crime. When we see these groups, it'll be the same group of organized retail crime individuals that will continue to go after big companies. They get locked away and then they get let out and they keep doing the exact same thing. It's very important that we're continuing to monitor for these different individuals and then be proactive for new individuals who are joining these different organizations and these different groups, throwing out monitors to find exactly where they're selling these different products so that we can have this stop happening. We can start protecting our assets a little bit better.
And how important is that real-time open source awareness to the folks in those fields?
It's extremely important. If we're not getting those different alerts within 5 minutes or immediately, it would be days, sometimes months. I talk to these companies and they still haven't found these individuals. Being able to find things real time is extremely important for being able to be proactive so that you're not losing more money by allowing them to continue to go after your company, your business, your individuals.
Talk about the future with Gen AI and how the enterprise market can benefit from the use of, say, Penlink's Analyst tool.
Gen AI is the future of OSINT. It is extremely important that some of these big corporations get their hands on a Gen AI OSINT tool in order to be extremely proactive within this market. Sometimes we're working with security teams where there's just one or two individuals. You have your hands on a lot of hats. You're working with physical security, you're working with executive protection and brand protection and insider threat. By being able to automate this within Gen AI will save an immense amount of time so you can actually get everything that you need to done, start saving your executives money, your assets money, your time, all of that good stuff.
How about taking that generative AI information and getting it out to other people and being able to communicate that? Can you talk about the value of maybe exporting out that information to others?
When you're working with enterprise companies, it's very important to have detailed, organized reports. In order to start making these different arrests and taking these people off the streets, you need something very detailed, very organized that you can send off to law enforcement so they know that exactly who they're looking for in order so they can get them off the street to actually protect yourself, your company, and your execs.
So it's really a lot of teamwork, really, between law enforcement and within the enterprise market.
Yes, they go hand in hand, and it's extremely important that we start working together. We have these reports that are sent out so they can be very detailed and know exactly who we're going after and who we're looking for.